Okay, so here's an attempt at something we may do in the future, we may not. Gonna show you that you can actually cook a decent meal when you're out camping. Here we are, we're out in the woods, we're in the middle of nowhere, no Wi-Fi, no recipes, no nothing. Just run what you brung. Tonight we're gonna go with some Jaegerschnitzel, which is one of my favorites. It's schnitzel is basically any kind of breaded pork cutlet. It's a German food, and Jaeger is German for hunter, so it's a hunter's schnitzel. Okay, and we're back. So basically, to make this stuff, what you need is you need 2 to 4 pork chops. You're going to either beat them flat with a rock or a meat tenderizer or a hammer, or you can just go cheap like I did on this one and buy them thin sliced at the deli counter at your grocery store. Some of the other stuff you're gonna need is you're gonna need some mushrooms. You can either slice them yourself or do like I did and just buy a package pre-sliced. You need a yellow onion, a fuck ton of garlic. You're gonna need some eggs, butter or bacon grease or whatever the fuck you have. Olive oil, I guess, if you really want to be healthy and retarded. Need some beef broth, some balsamic vinegar, some white sugar, some oil to fry everything up in, breadcrumbs, just buy the cheap shit, you know, basically. Let's see, right there, cheap shit. All right, anyway, you can cook this stuff over a fire, you can cook this stuff on a camp stove, you can do whatever the fuck you want, but since we're out here and we have it going, we're gonna do the fire method. So while I'm waiting for the fire to go, I'm gonna go ahead and kind of prep a few things. Now the mushrooms, they're easy because, you know, they're in a container. Now here's the thing, just because you're out in the woods does not mean that you need to eat like a fucking savage. I have found these knives. They work out really, really fucking well. They're made by Dow Strong. Anyway, so this is what we're going to start off with. All right, so here's the side dish that I completely forgot that I was going to do, but fuck it, we're going to do it anyway. We're just going to start with a baked potato. And I'm not even going to try and pronounce it in German, but hey, short version, we're going to make some goddamn French fries. Okay, so we're gonna get started on our first side dish. It's gonna go with this, and French fries go really well with this gravy. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get some oil nice and hot. Now here's the deal. If you haven't converted to cast iron, you're fucking wrong. And you might as well just convert to communism, leave the US, and donate all your money to China. Cast iron, when you're camping, is the best thing in the history of fucking ever. It will work for everything you want it to do, and it will last you your lifetime, your kids their lifetime, and if you take care of it, their grandkids their lifetime as well. All right, let's get started with the spuds. We're gonna cook these till they're nice and golden brown. First thing we're gonna do is work on the gravy. Need some butter. I like Kerrygold Irish butter. It works really well. Brown that up in the pan. That melts. And then we're gonna stir in all of that onion that we chopped up earlier. We'll cook that down until it starts browning. Hot fire. Now this other pan got the oil for the schnitzel. And I don't want to get it too hot. But if you don't have it hot enough, well, your schnitzel gets all soggy and greasy. Nobody likes a soggy schnitzel. Right, ladies? While we're simmering that down, onions have started to brown up a bit. Now we're going to get in about 2-3 cloves of garlic. Cook all that down. Come back with some gloves because this shit's hot. I don't know why. Maybe because we're cooking on a fucking fire. And of course, this is when some fucking inconsiderate asshole in the fucking camp didn't bring any goddamn firewood of his own and decides that he's got to use a fucking chainsaw. So, forgive me for not having a good ambiance. Alright, so what we're looking for here, cooking all this down so the mushrooms start to brown up. Most of the moisture is gone from it. Shouldn't take too long, anywhere between 5, maybe 7 minutes. Try and zoom in on that shit. Don't want to rush this step. This is where your flavor comes from. If they made scratch and sift videos, I would be a millionaire. Now it's time for the money. More butter. Melt that shit down, but don't get it too hot. Stir in some butter with your, or some flour with your butter. Cook that shit down. Melt it all up good. Beef broth, balsamic vinegar, thyme, a little sugar. I'm gonna whisk all this together, make a nice little gravy. Now here's the key. Gotta be on this shit. Gotta stir it. Gotta whisk it. Make it smooth. This is what keeps your gravy from being lumpy. And then what we're gonna do is that'll all simmer down. Now we're gonna go ahead put all those mushrooms and onions and all that goodness right back into it. Just need to keep an eye on it, but it's the thickness that we're after. Now it's time to get on the schnitzel. So what we did is you take your pork cutlet, dipped in flour, dipped in a beaten egg, dipped in breadcrumbs. We're going to fry it about 2 to 3 minutes aside. Look at that gravy getting good. Schnitzel is cooking well. Now don't overcook your schnitzel. When it's done, you're going to pull it out. You're going to put it on a paper plate with some paper towels to drain. There we go. Pommes frites, which I believe is the German for French fries. Fuck, I don't know. Fried potatoes. And a perfectly golden schnitzel with an outstanding Jaeger mushroom sauce. Yeah, we're gonna throw some of that on the fries too. And boom. Just because you're camping doesn't mean you need to eat like a savage.